Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Through the utilization of OMail, which will make it possible for you to experience a breakthrough in communication, you will be able to transform the way in which you interact with your team, clients, and partners. Your free OMail address can be obtained by registering at www.coolzone.ai. Barriers, destroy the preconceptions, and make the world a more egalitarian and inclusive place by breaking down the obstacles. Happy International Women's Day to all of you.
Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Women's Day. Yes, it is. Can't
International.
Can't live with them.
International Women's Day. International.
International.
Get it right. You don't want those women mad at you because they will internationally whoop your butt.
That's right. That's exactly right. From around the world, they will.
Ooh,
Anyway, thanks everybody for showing up. It's the 8th of March. Believe it. It is. And it's getting warm here. Believe it, in New Jersey. Yeah, I was chatting with Chris, and you know what? There's a couple things that happened to me many times in my life, but usually it's because I'm not thinking when I do something. You know, a lot of people say something or they write something and you take it one way and they really meant something else because you're not talking to them out loud and you're reading it. So I just want to give some caution because this is what it happened to me a couple times where I read something and I took it different than what the meaning was. So I think it's very important that we realize that no matter how crazy our lives are, and trust me, I have some pretty crazy stuff going on. Somebody's got it worse. Millions, billions got it worse. And you really don't know what people are doing. You don't know what's going on in their lives. So I think if we would have a little bit more compassion of listening and trying to understand people, I think it would cut through a lot of stuff. You know, it goes back to don't judge a book by its cover. You know, have we done that? Probably all of us have done that. But then you hear somebody and you're going, oh my God, I didn't expect that. But I think if we all just took a second when you read something, don't automatically assume it means something negative. I've done it. I mean, I'm just saying it because I've done it myself. And then you read it again and you're going, wait a minute, I don't think they meant that. And then you write that person in a positive way. Oh, so you want to know, yeah. And you find out, oh man, I was totally wrong. I'm not the best at writing what I feel. I can say it, but I'm not really good at writing it. Some people are unbelievable writers. They can write exactly how they feel, exactly what they want to say. That's not me. And so I think it'll help all of us if we just learn that. Now, the other thing about Onpassive, we know that any minute or any second or any hour or any day, the new version of OConnect's coming out. Ash did text real quick yesterday. He was traveling from one meeting to another. He was traveling in his car. And he said that if there's any updates, that he can feed them through the grapevine here in the next couple days. So I expect anything to happen. He can pop on tonight. He can pop on tomorrow. He can pop whatever. So keep your eyes peeled. He's pretty upbeat. They're doing a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of videos coming from that big meeting that with all the police, and it seems like that went really, really well. I see where Kamal and Professor Susan got on and held a plaque and all that. So It looks like that was a big hit. And remember, every time you see that, that's for us. Everything that goes on like that, that represents all of us. So it's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Chris. Still a little under the weather, but I'm coming back little by little every day. As you can see, I put the QR code here again. If anybody's watching this and you want to join an unbelievable company that was built with heart, scan that and you can join the person that owns that QR code. We are sharing it with a bunch of extended family members, and I'm proud. Chris, go ahead, buddy.
Thank you, Marty. Good morning. Very good words. Love the inspirational things that you put below us. If you guys are reading that, one of those. First of all, international women of all over the world, moms especially, daughters, aunties. We love you. Without you, we're a bunch of sissies. You're looking at two guys that had basically a chest cold, and we think we should be in the emergency ward, but we know why your strength. We know why God put women on this earth was basically because you guys are a lot stronger than us. That's the truth. All right, now on that note, I'm going to do something a little different, and I want you to bear with me. I woke up to a very beautiful letter. I'm not going to give the name out. I get, as a lot of you know, I get quite a few letters about people's ups or downs or all kind of things. And this one just caught me right off guard, and I'd like to share it with you. I did ask this person if I could share it, and she said, please, I hope it could teach something. Now, when I was reading through this letter, I'll be honest, I'm like, oh, no, I thought it was going to go one way, and then I thought it was going to go this way. And I just kept reading it, paying attention to what she was saying, and I called Marty. I said, I think I read him the letter. I said, then we should read this out because I think it brings things to a point or to a head for a lot of people. I think it'll help a lot of people out. So I know that lady, I believe, is listening. I want to thank you again. I will not say your name like I promised. So it starts off like this. Comical and funny sometimes. Hi, Chris. I know you're probably not going to see this message. It will probably go to your spam message. And it did. And I checked my spam messages. And I imagine you get plenty of messages a day. I do. I watch usually replays, so she might not be on here. She could be watching the replay later. You, Marty, and Red often, I can't thank you enough for all you do. Boom. Gotta love a positive letter. Start off like that with thanking my two favorite guys on the other side there. Now she goes into her story. And now I want you just to listen to what I'm saying. It might sound like it's going to negative, but she turns it around to positive every time of her not understanding things. So just listen to this. And I'd like you to share it out also because I think you're going to touch a lot of people with this. Here we go. I'll stop talking. I joined Onpassive January 26th, 2019. I joined because my husband was sick and we wanted to take him to Mexico for treatment but could not afford it. I'm Canadian and the treatment was $30,000 US. Onpassive was marketed to me as an opportunity to make that happen. Well, my husband didn't get the treatment he needed, and I ended up leaving my job to take care of him. He passed away April 7th, 2023, 11 months today. I went back to my minimum wage job last July. My husband was the breadwinner for my family many years while I was stay-at-home mom and wife. I am drowning in debt, and my only hope was Onpassive, especially since last summer when it was repeatedly said, buckle up because we're about to explode. I have two accounts with Onpassive, but only activated one last September because I couldn't afford to do both. Actually, I couldn't afford to do one, but I had to find the money somewhere because once again, we're told Onpassive is going to be bigger than we ever imagined and not to miss out. But here I am today getting my house ready to put on the market because I can no longer afford to keep it. And I have no idea where I am going to be living. I haven't even paid for my husband's headstone yet and being threatened with collections. Don't get me wrong. I have faith in Mr. Mafara, and I know no one wants Onpassive to launch more than he does. I don't understand the dynamics of what it takes to get this company where he wants it to be, but I do understand that it takes time and there will be many hiccups. So by now, if you're still reading, laugh out loud, and I was, and I am, I'm sure you're wondering why the heck I'm telling you all this. I feel that you, more than anyone, realize we are not all in the same boat. And we've discussed that. All of us in a different boat there. I see people in the impassive group get crapped on if they dare ask when the distribution of customers will start and when they will make money. It's hard to see the vision when you're drowning in grief and despair. It's too late for impassive to make a difference in some lives. I've lost my husband and now losing my home, and my circumstances are far better than other stories that other founders can tell. So I guess I'm asking you if you would be so kind as to remind people to be kind. Each other, to be kind to each other, because we don't know what their story is. It's sad that people have to be reminded of this. And sometimes I'm sure I might be taking comments out of context because it's written words and I have no idea of the person's tone when they typed it. God bless you, Chris, for all you do. I hope you have fully recovered from your fall. I will continue to pray for you and all Onpassive members. 1 second. Now, I just read you the soul of a woman who's gone through some pretty nasty times. But at the end, as I said, it could have went 20 different ways. What does she do at the end? She's praying for me and for the Onpassive founders. With all that's going on in her life, and mind you, she said it. I know some of my troubles aren't as bad as other people's from what I heard. All right? She basically just wrote the whole story there about, yeah, we know people have problems. I have problems. I believe in Ash Mafara. I don't always understand what Ash is saying or the dynamic she's repeating. But she's never lost faith in this company. And where she's saying where it might not be able to change some people's lives, it will. I will disagree with her on that. Nope, it can't bring her husband back. Material things you can always get back. But the memory of her husband is what got her into this, believe it or not, to help him. Now, my prayer for the future is when Onpassive does go, that we can get people to certain places for certain treatments for cancers and everything else out there. And I needed to share this story because it was truthful and it was hurtful and it was loving and it was passion and it was compassion. So I want you to look at yourselves today and realize that maybe some of the things in your life aren't so bad, or some of the things in your life have always been there. And yet we always try to find someone to blame for those reasons. We can't ever blame Onpassive or Ash Mafar or Marty, me, Red. When we come on here, we want to be exciting. We want to be explosive to let you know how important this company is. And yes, we have said for the last few years, it's ready to explode. It's ready to go. And each time we do something changes, something gets bigger and better. But I promise you this, it's going to happen. It will change this lady's life because I love her for being honest. And it was the most beautiful letter I've gotten in a long time. But I just want you to share that out, guys. I want to actually try to put that on a YouTube video with someone's better voice, not getting emotional like I was, because it was an emotional letter about what she's gone through and why she's in Onpassive and why things didn't happen for her when it did, but she still has not lost the faith. That's really what it's all about. So take a look at your own life, maybe take a look at your neighbors and realize we don't got it so bad. We don't got it so bad. Marty said in the beginning, there's a lot of people that have a lot worse. My worst day doesn't compare to some people's. My worst day is to some people would be a birthday or a celebration. So that's what I want to put out on this Friday, International Women's Day. And it took a woman again to wake me up and humble me again on what really Onpassive is all about and what we're going through. This journey has gone this way, this way, this way, and that way. It's still a journey that's going to bring so much joy into people's lives. And I can't wait for that. And I can't wait to give this lady that sent me this letter a humongous hug when everything is going and say, it's here. It's here. It's time to celebrate. Marty DeGarmo, back to you.
Yeah, very good. Very, very good. And I want to say, if I've ever offended anybody when they ask a question, I'm sorry. And because once again, I understand we're all in different circumstances. We all think one thing, we thought something else, whatever. But the point is, we're all in this together, okay? And we're all in a different journey in our life, right? We're all going through different parts. Some of us are in part of our journey that is pretty good times and we're happy and things are moving well. Some of us are walking in not so, like this lady, where things are not so good. But that's why we should always remember, not just say it, and I'm blaming me too, that we are our brothers and sisters' keeper. Remember that. Lift people on your shoulders, help them when they're going through bad times. And if you're going through a good time, lift somebody on your shoulders and bring them down a couple. It may not have to be forever, but just through bad times, we should lift people up. And I've learned that in my life. I've seen sometimes I go to this pity party, oh my God, everything's going wrong, everything. Then I talk to somebody else and I'm going, oh my God, they had it so much worse. Look, I got something to drink anytime I want. I got something to drink anytime I want. Some people, they don't even have water. So, anyway, I love you all. We just wanted to give you some stuff to ponder because the main thing is try to inspire people to think. I love this company. I love the people in it. I believe the people in this company is the company. Mr. Mapar, his heart, what he has, what his intent is so powerful. His intent is so powerful. Does he wish that during this journey he could hold off on grief on everybody until the big days happen where things are we're starting to reap the rewards? Of course he does. But that's not life. That's just not life. It's not the way things happen. But it will happen. We got to keep the faith. We'll keep going. Lift people up that are down. Like I said, realize that somebody's not walking the same path you are, even though they're in life, but they might be in a different part of it. They might be going through health issues. They might be going through problems. They might be going through, and I just think we need to take the time to, because some people aren't real good at communicating. And I found myself getting on it too quick, and that's not right. It's not negative when people ask a question. It's because they need it, because they're looking for help. They're looking for hope. So let's take care of each other, love each other like we normally do, no problem. This conversation was a lot for me and Chris too. Okay, it wasn't just for everybody else. So I'm going to wrap it up because I feel a cough fest coming. But I am getting better. Thanks for your prayers. Jaden, with the virus thing that he has, the spots, seemed to get better. He'd been taking urine tests and everything seems to be good. Obviously, we have other issues going on with all three of them. So prayers are always good because of the situation they've been in, but I appreciate it. And pray for Dawn. She burned her hand making me steak for my carnivore diet. Not good. But she'll be okay. Anyway, thanks all of you. Chris, you got anything else? All right. We'll see you all. And remember, different webinars, go in the back office and look at them. And like I said, you never know. Ask could pop on, or we could get info and we'll pop on and let you know. Red is on at 11, right, Chris? About
Yeah, Red. I'm sorry. Red is on 11.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. I mean that. Keep your eyes peeled. Things are happening. Trivia tonight. Oh, no trivia. I don't know if she's doing trivia or not, but Ron's on, and they got something.
Janet,
maybe the other half. I don't know.
Janet Butler's coming on to talk about
Industrial Revolution
from the beginning to now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll get to trivia with that because that's a lot of years to cover.
Yeah. Anyway, see y'all. Love y'all, and pray for Onpassive. Pray for Mr. McFarland, the family. His safety, his health. Give him energy because he needs it.